Alright, so Bleubricks by PropertyLimBrothers today is at 111 Lengkong Tiga, your Kembangan landed enclave space. We have a 5-room HDB to show you, 1399 square feet priced at $1.05 million, 63 years left on the balance lease, and very interesting layout change because there's no bomb shelter, no unhackable walls, so they've already shifted some of the layouts to create a very special space for small family. So come and check it out with us, let's go. So welcome into the unit. This is a true corner unit. So you're really directly all the way towards the end of the entire stretch of units over here already. This is actually the access balcony. Let's move a little bit back here. Main door would actually just be right over here. And this has already been converted into shoe rack area for you to enter into. This area over here has already been half hacked in the wall so that you can have this glass panel and allow the natural lighting to permeate into your kitchen area. And they've already also done up some wardrobe over here, so some shoe cabinets and some storage. In terms of the floor plan, this used to have 4 bedrooms, 3 full-size bedrooms, as well as a study. So now they really converted it into 2 big bedrooms, as well as a storeroom right at the end already. This is predominantly for the older floor plates that are available. You don't have the bomb shelter it comes with. Instead, you have a storeroom. If I flip over here, this will be your kitchen area, nicely enclosed already. This side would just be an open space where you have access to the common bathroom, but it's already been converted into like full laundry area. But first things first is we also want to orientate you towards the location. Right where I'm located at is at block 111 Lengkong Tiga. So it's right in the middle of the Kembangan landed estate. You have dual access to this area from either Jalan Eunos, come in through the Kembangan landed estate, or turn in directly from Sims Avenue East. I probably think about 5 to 10 minutes walk, you'll be at Kembangan MRT. Then just right opposite there, that's where you get your amenities. You have some of your food options like Seng black chicken noodles. Right downstairs, you do have your FairPrice NTUC as well as the Econ Minimart. For the 2 shopping malls that are available, you have Bedok Mall as well as Seng Center. And then if I just flip you towards this side over here again, from the location, I think you'll be able to see where Eunos MRT is because that's the very iconic Park Esta. As well as further beyond that, you'll be able to see the CBD area as well. So I think this is actually something quite rare to come by, where you have a HDB with overlooking views towards such a wide horizon. So this particular layout also allows you sort of like 360 degrees kind of natural lighting. Where you're coming in from the entrance would be your east facing. Right directly facing towards the MRT track, that's your south facing, because beyond that, that's your Marine Parade area. And then on the right hand side here, this is towards more of the west side. So the good thing is this side, you don't really have bedrooms, but yet at the same time, you don't really feel the heat from the sun because this has that north-south orientation from your living all the way to your bedroom. So cross-wind ventilation is very, very good because you have access to all 4 areas. And of course, if you're buying into a 5-room, then I think if you have kids staying together with you, within 1 km, you have Maha Bodhi, St. Stephen's, as well as Teluk Kurau Primary School. And then within 1 to 2 km, you have even more popular schools. So you have Tao Nan, Head Girls, and CHIJ. Now I want to start off the home tour right at the kitchen area. If you're coming in here, you're going to notice it's a very quirky theme already. A lot of countertop space. It stretches all the way from the entrance of the kitchen all the way down back towards this yard area. This will be where you can do your laundry, hang your laundry. Then if I just flip you towards this side, so you can put a lot of appliances on top of your countertop space and still have access space for like prep over here. You even have a dishwasher over here, and then your oven and microwave goes right over here. And they already maximize the sort of storage space with the top cabinets as well as towards this side for some storage and display cabinets. This side will be where your fridge is. So the fridge has already been the slim version of the double door fridge. And then last thing will be, like we mentioned earlier, this glass panel over here. I think is a very nice touch just to keep it continuously enclosed so that the fumes don't get out to the living area. Still allows natural light coming in, yet it has that design factor. Then the next thing I want to show you would be the wash area. If you look at the original floor plan, you'll see that this area actually didn't used to be enclosed to like a laundry area. This, it will be your washer and dryer side. So you can already have like stackable. This already be in provision for cabinets for all your storage needs as well. For the toilet, you have very unique motifs for the black and white tiles from the floor as well. But they still wanted a bit more pop of color, so they went with a bit of the teal green and pink for the cabinet. And then last thing will be the storage heater, which has already been installed. So this services the common bath as well as your master bathroom. Alright, so this will be coming into your living area. So living area seems rather open and spacious. That's because they've already broken down some of the walls and changed out the layout. This pillar in particular actually used to lead out to this area, which is the balcony. So these 4 panels of windows actually used to be your balcony area, but they've really chosen to sort of level out the space and then make it into a study area. So I think this is like a nice private study corner. For this side, you also have the 3-seater L-shaped sofa. I think more than comfortable viewing distance. TV console is movable, which is going to make it very modular and very flexible. Aircon as well as ceiling fan is done up already, so that's already provision for you and you don't have to have extra costs. Dining table, they've chosen to put it towards this side because this is towards your south facing. So this is really a very breezy unit with the crosswind ventilation. For the last part will be just behind the sofa. This is where you'll lead towards your storeroom area already. At the same time, you still do have actually quite a big space over here. So there's actually something very interesting. Earlier we showed you the washer dryer is already stacked, and then you have the drying rack which is at the kitchen area. But instead, there's actually one more drying rack over here. So this can be actually used as a drying rack because this side will be facing more towards your west area. So if you want to just like hang your laundry over here, maybe in the peak of the afternoon and like dry very fast. Alright, so this is the storeroom that we were talking about earlier. They already converted it into like somewhat of a storage room as well as a helper's room. So this is where they store most of their stuff. And then on the internal side here, you can still fit a double-decker single-size bed over here. Already comes equipped with the ceiling fan over there. So I think this is a nice little helper's area for their own private quarters. So one potential suggestion that we have for you is that if you do need a third bedroom, you can potentially craft out one more bedroom over here. So just take away the study table, reuse the pillar, draw up the wall over here, and then this can be towards your entrance side so that you can still utilize this open space over here. This can be like dining space with your window panel open. Then you have your partition door over here. But if you do need the access bedroom, then this area can be one bedroom. Otherwise, you can also utilize it towards this side of the area just to have you create one more entrance towards the storeroom area. Now, before we talk about pricing analysis, right, we just need to understand the changes in the floor plan over the years. So this is 1399 square feet. It belongs to the older type of 5-room layouts where you don't have a bomb shelter, fully utilizable space and a lot of hackable walls. If you look at the newer ones where you have like probably 1227 square feet, you're going to have a bomb shelter that comes encompassed within the flat as well. And then nowadays, I think the layout is more regularly shaped, so it also allows you some sort of flexible play. But what comes with the newer units is actually 3 bedrooms plus a study room, which isn't actually erected. So if you want to sort of create that study room, you're still going to have to put up a partition, build the extra study room for yourself. Otherwise, it will actually be part of your living area, which is what this already is. And if you compare 1227 square feet versus 1399 square feet, after you deducted off the bomb shelter for the 1227 square feet, maybe you're left with about 1100 over square feet versus this 1399 square feet, which is actually full open space. It's almost as good as buying into like the EA already. So if you're someone that loves big spaces and the flexibility of doing up your open space, then I think the pricing analysis next would interest you very much. Now, before we enter into the bedrooms, I just want to give you a breakdown in terms of the pricing that you're considering for this area. We're asking at $1.05 million. It's for a 1399 square feet 5-room flat. We've zoomed out a little bit and take a look at the entire landscape over here. You'll notice at the Kembangan area, there's really just this cluster at Lengkong Tiga available for 5-room flats. If you want to look for purely 5-room flats, the other enclave that has more supply will be towards the Bedok area. And if we just flip it back towards Eunos area, you have the older 5-room as well. And for newer clusters, there is probably just that one cluster at Eunos Crescent that has 5-room available options. Right now, if you look at Property Guru, there isn't much listings for 5-room because 5-room owners are getting rarer and rarer. Nobody wants to let go of their very spacious 5-room anymore. So you don't see a lot of supply for 5-room flats. Instead, you see a lot more supply for 4-room flats. That is because being all the newer BTOs that are coming up right now, they're prioritizing doing 4-room rather than 5-room, just because of keeping that price tag on the lower range as well as maximizing the number of units available for the entire cluster. So in terms of pricing, if we head down towards Bedok area at one of the newer BTO clusters that has 5-room flats available at Chai Chi, so that's Pingy Greens, 5-room have already transacted there for about $950,000 to about $980,000. If you want to go for something that's further down the road, I think keeping that price tag below $1 million, that would probably make sense for you. And then we flip back towards Eunos, or even if you go further down towards McPherson, 4-room flats have already been sold for over $1 million. If you put into comparison, if you want something like of a good mix where you have a space as well as a little bit more convenience where you're a little bit more located towards the city center, then I think this cluster over here at Lengkong Tiga at Kembangan, walking distance just 5 minutes towards the MRT, asking at $1.05 million for a fully renovated unit is something that you can consider as well. Just one more thing to mention for the Lengkong Tiga pricing is that you don't really have a lot of transactions to benchmark the pricing on. A lot of the transactions have going on about 900 over 1,000. I think highest is about $980,000, $990,000. That's just because there isn't really many owners that want to sell over here. So for a unit to pop up on the higher floor, priced quite competitively for a renovated unit, I think that's something that you would consider if you are looking for a 5-room flat in this area. To just put it into perspective, you buy like original condition unit, let's say at $950,000, you pump in a $100,000 reno for 5-room, it's only going to give you a very basic level of renovation because renovation costs now are very, very high. So in order to recraft something like this where you have already opened up all the walls and have all the different design factors for the house as well, it's going to cost you probably in the range of $150,000 to maybe even closer to $200,000. So in comparison, this has a little bit of depreciation on the renovation for you already. And I think if you consider the fact that this is on a higher floor and rarer listing to be available, this is something that you should seriously consider. Next will be a balance lease. Sometimes I think some buyers will be worrying, if I buy into an older flat, especially with a flat like this, balance lease of 63 years, how am I going to exit in the future? Considering that this is actually really quite a prime area at just 1.05 million. If we look at towards Kembangan MRT, there's a TO cluster coming over there and it's really just behind Kembangan MRT. 4-room flats, usually nearer towards MRTs, are already going to be asking for above $1 million nowadays. I think it's already become a norm where everyone who is near the MRT will want to ask for a premium just because of that rarity. I think it's fair for all the sellers who do that, just because that premium actually really comes for a great convenience. So if those 4-room were to go for, let's say, over $1 million and you're looking at 1,001 square feet versus this 1,399 square feet at just $1.05 million, then it will still give you a buffer in the future to exit at still like a price premium compared to the ones nearer towards the MRT, just because you have a bigger size and you're a 5-room flat. So now, time for the final area of the entire unit. This was still originally part of the living area. Then coming in here, this will be the master bedroom, which has already been converted. This will be the master rest area. Already has aircon and ceiling fan attached. This would have been the second bedroom that was part of the floor plan. But they already hacked down the wall over here, connecting it with their walk-in wardrobe. Again, going with like this Tiffany green blue color, as well as a white color. And this space for a walk-in in a HDB flat is super luxurious. Wallpaper has already been done up, so they went in like tropical flowers, like a plant motif. And towards this side, you're facing towards your neighbors in the other block. But the good thing is on your rest area, you're already more or less cleared towards the top floor because we're on a higher floor over here. So you can still see the skyline, which is also going to allow more natural light in. And then for this side of the bedroom, this used to be the original master. They've already retained the air conditioning. They have this nice little chandelier over here. So I think it just adds to the feel and ambience of the space. Finally, this will be the master bathroom. Then you have like ventilation window, the rain shower all done up. Finally will be the wall hung toilet bowl, as well as the vanity cabinet, so already all done up. And coming back in here, this will be another study area. So instead of just leaving this place blank, they've chosen to sort of do up some cabinets as well as study table over here. So I think this is really just nice for like his and hers. Plenty of storage space, so I think this really, you can just keep everything. A lot of books can be kept. Inside here will be the last common room that we have over here. Very, very comfortable size. I think nowadays for the newer BTOs, you don't really see this kind of common room size anymore. This side will be part of another bedroom, which was the previous floor plan, but they've eaten part of it to give it to this common room so that the kids can have like a bigger bedroom over here for their sleeping area as well as their play area over here. Then right behind here, you have some like storage. Further from here, again, same view, that natural lighting coming in here, cross-wind ventilation from the living area towards this area, which keep it very comfortable. So you really don't need to on the air conditioning. Alright, so thank you for staying with us throughout this Bluebricks home tour. So if you'd like to view this 5-room HDB flat, sized at 1,399 square feet, 63 years left on the balance lease, $1.05 million asking price, then do give our listings manager a call. This is a fully renovated, move-in ready condition, maybe just a light touch of coat and it's ready for you to go already. So do remember to like and subscribe to our Facebook, Instagram and YouTube channels. My name is Sebastian, PropertyLimBrothers, always happy to show you a place. Location. Then location 我讲了，我还没有讲 schools。所以 Steven 对，很好 ，very good。And 这个是60 liter 吗？这个是 Okay, B-roll, B-roll, B-roll. Sorry, more time. Okay. Not, of course, be a concern. Okay, one more thing. Alright, so welcome.